Hello and welcome to Ecorium Academy. Now in this class we are going to understand how to calculate national income by expenditure method. Now in order to calculate national income by expenditure method, first we have to calculate GDP at MP. GDP at MP with the help of the various components given over here. So let us quickly understand first one, that is private final consumption expenditure. All the expenditure that has been done by the private households. Then government final consumption expenditure. Those are the consumption expenditure that has been done by the government on the various social infrastructure or health infrastructure, you can say. Then you have government domestic capital formation, and the last one, that is net export. Net export, the word net itself means what? Minus. It shows a difference between export and import. X stands for export, M stands for import. Okay, so difference between the two, that gives us net exports. Okay, now let's quickly understand gross domestic capital formation. Now it is being further divided into two important component, that is gross fixed capital formation. Gross fixed capital formation plus inventory investment. Now what is inventory investment? These are all the investment that has been done on stock. Okay, so the leftover which was not being sold by the producer in that particular year, whichever year you are calculating the national income. Okay, so those has to be included in the calculation of national income. Okay, why? Because the producer has already done the expenditure on these stock. Okay, so this inventory investment has to be included. Gross fixed capital formation is being further divided into gross business investment, gross business fixed investment, whatever the investment has been done by the business sector in various sources, in various businesses, that is gross fixed investment. Then you have gross residential construction and gross public investment, again the government investment. Okay, now students, in order to understand that by calculation, hardly it might be given to you in the calculation in the sum. Okay, so nothing to worry about these component that has been given. It is just for your understanding. Okay, whereas what will be given in the question will be gross domestic capital formation directly or not, then it will give you either gross fixed capital formation or inventory investment. So with the help of anyone, you can calculate gross domestic capital formation. Okay, so gross fixed capital formation plus inventory investment gives you gross domestic capital formation. Okay, so hope so you understood about all the components of GDP MP in order to calculate national income by expenditure method. Now let us move ahead and understand by calculating national income over here by expenditure method. Now, as I explained you that in order to calculate national income by expenditure method, the very first thing you have to calculate is GDP at market price. The components were what? That is private final consumption expenditure plus government final consumption expenditure plus gross domestic capital formation plus net exports. Net exports. Now the formula for net exports we know, that is X minus M. Okay, and gross domestic capital formation is also being further divided into gross fixed capital formation and inventory. Okay, now what is given to us over here? Gross domestic capital formation is not given. Instead of gross, net domestic capital formation is given to us. Okay, so in order to calculate gross domestic from net domestic capital formation, we are going to add depreciation. We're going to add depreciation to net so that we can calculate gross domestic capital formation. So quickly let us substitute the values over here. Private final consumption expenditure, the value for it is given us as 800 plus government final consumption expenditure, value is 450 plus NDCF, net domestic capital formation, is given to us, that is 150 plus depreciation, that is consumption of fixed capital, that is 50 plus net export, directly net export is given to us. If it is not, then you know the formula. If it export and import is given, so with the help of the formula you can calculate net export. So directly net exports ka value is given to us, that is minus T. Okay, so after calculating all this, we are going to get GDP at market price as 1420. Okay, so GDP is rupees 1420 crore. Okay, now let us further calculate NNPFC, which is also nothing but national income. Okay, so NNPFC, that is national income, we are going to calculate with the help of GDP MP, which we have just found out. Okay, so now let us calculate how we are going to solve this. Now in order to have net from gross, we are going to subtract depreciation, then domestic to national, that is to calculate national from domestic, we have to add NFIA. Then you have to calculate FC with the help of MP given us. Okay, so MP, from MP you're going to subtract NIT. Okay, so let us quickly see over here. Substitute the values, that is 1420 minus depreciation. Depreciation is how much? That is 50 plus NFIA. NFIA is given to us as plus minus 20. Okay, so minus 20 and minus NIT. Minus NIT. Where is NIT over here? NIT is over here. That is plus 120. Okay, so when you calculate all this, okay, we are going to get answer as 1230 rupees 1230 crore. So that is our national income by expenditure method.